Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for my painting studio. And as you can see, or maybe not see, I have the outline of a large lemon here. So we are going to paint that today. So I'm going to be taking my paint into my brush. So I'm going to get some water and I'm going to go into my Winsor & Newton New Gamboge paint. That is a transparent yellow paint and I love that paint. It's such a lovely paint to work with. As you can see, it's nearly empty there. Some of these wells contain two colours, so there is the normal yellow in there and then the New Gamboge. So I have put it in my palette there and into my brush, but now to make this painting process a little bit easier, because it's a large surface, I'm going to first of all wet my whole lemon just with water. So I've taken a second brush and I was hoping my paint water would be a little bit tinted so you could actually see what I was doing, but I think there is a little tint of green in there, and I am going to just paint my lemon with water. This will give an area for my yellow paint to go in, and it will make it easier to paint a large surface. So this is what they call wet on wet technique. So my paper is wet and my paint is wet. Before, the two other branches that we did, that was wet on dry. And this way, look at this. So now I'm just dotting in the paint. I'm using quite a lot of paint in my brush, and look at it travel into the water. And this is a lovely way to do this because it will give you a nice even layer of paint. And although I'm going to do this as my first layer, I want a really light layer. But I want it overall filled, and I don't want to see any paint strokes, and that's where the water that's already there will help me. Now I am making sure that I'm leaving a little bit of an area where it is lighter. As you can tell in that circle where I'm not touching there, that's where the highlight from the sunshine is going to be. So I'm going to keep that a little bit lighter already because I know I want to keep that light anyway. So now I do the two ends of the lemon just to give them a little bit of colour, and then I will have to try and put some more shadow on there. So I'm going to go and get more paint, and I'm going to put it in those locations where I want the lemon to be a little bit darker. As I said in my previous videos, the sun is shining from sort of the right hand corner and of my screen here, you know, where my glass jar is, but you can't tell where the glass jar is at the moment. So yes, that's where I want the light to be coming from, and so that's why obviously I've left that little bit in the middle there lighter, and then the other sides will be a little bit darker. This will also give us the idea that it is a round object, of course. And so I keep adding more and more paint just to be able to create some shadows. But of course, I need to keep on working really quickly so that my lemon doesn't dry up. If it dries up, I have to stop, let it dry, and then re-wet it, and then start putting on more accents. Because otherwise you will get harsh lines. As you can see, where I have been, it's still sort of dissipating a little bit, and it's still making a nice graded edge of my paint where the paint is still running a bit. Now I am cleaning my brush and I am drying it, as you can see here, and I'm making sure that I have some water in it, but I am dabbing it on my brush again just so that I know there's not too much water on there. So I took off a little bit of paint from that lightest area, and now I am going to try and blend. So there's a nice graduation of colour, and putting in more accents here just on the sides there. So I think the body of the lemon is okay for now. I just want to add more on the sides, and then I will blend that out as well. So now the accents that I'm putting on, I will blend them out a little bit, but I need to get more accents in there. So I really wanted more contrast. Again, I'm going to wipe off my brush so I know there's not too much water on there. So now I'm going to do the leaf, and I am starting with painting it with water. Now my water is tinged a little bit yellow because of course I have been painting the lemon. So normally you should really change the water and start with clean water, but I thought for the video it's not going to hurt that I'm going to be using a little bit of yellow water, just so that it would be visible for you to see what I am doing. So if you're doing this, make sure you use clean water. Now also, because yellow is a constituent of green, it doesn't really matter that there is a little bit of yellow in there, because, you know, green is made with yellow and blue. So I'm not too worried about the yellow. So here I am placing some olive green in there, and I am taking a really strong concentration of the paint and I'm letting it do its thing inside my water filled leaf. And this way, of course, as you can see, the paint travels and starts filling up the leaf. So I'm just going to give it a helping hand, and now for as long as it is wet I can start adding accents. So I'm going to make the leaf a little bit darker on the sides, maybe even give it a central vein, although very often that doesn't work out for me, so I tend to just get rid of the vein again. But yes, I enjoy doing this. And now that I have my accents in there, I'm cleaning my brush, drying it. Then I go and get some water again, dab it on my towel. And it was a little bit too wet, so I dabbed it again. And now I'm just going to blend that darker into the leaf. But like I said, you have to do this when everything is wet. So I really like playing about with the paint like this. And now as well, I'm trying to take some paint off to create a highlight. And then I'm adding some more darker paint. This is perylene green on the outsides to create a little bit of contrast. That's olive green, that's sap green, and this is perylene green, and I'm just trying to make it darker on the sides of the leaf. And then we end with a little bit of sepia for the stem and to attach the leaf, of course. And as you can see, I touched the leaf and it spread a little bit into it, and that's fine. That's watercolor for you, and that gives it a little bit of a different color there. Although, yeah, look, it's blended it out, and that's fine. So there we go. I hope you have enjoyed watching me paint this lemon. It was a different technique from before, wet into wet, and I really enjoyed painting this. I hope you are really enjoying these videos. Please leave me a comment down below and I would love to see you in the next video. So thank you very much for subscribing and I will see you in the next video. Bye!